Back again with another Bond review, and today we're going to talk about Tomorrow Never Dies. And this is a great Bond movie. I would say definitely underrated. And this is one that I remember would come on TV back in the day quite a bit. But I just would watch a scene here and there. I never saw the entire film up until recently. I don't know why it took me this long, but it did. And directed by Roger Spottiswoode. Now, this guy sounds familiar. He before directed Shoot to Kill, Turner and Hooch, Air America, The Sixth Day with Arnold. And I thought he did a really good job here with this movie. And while it may not have, let's say, the spectacle of, GoldenEye, because you had Martin Campbell direct that movie. And like I said, with Martin Campbell, he brings a big feel to his movies, between GoldenEye, The Mask of Zorro, later on directing Casino Royale. But like I said, Roger Spottiswoode, I thought he did a really good job here with this movie. In terms of the action, the characters, what have you. Now, the plot real quick, you have, Bond once again, played by Pierce Brosnan. And this time he's after a media baron, tycoon type, played by Jonathan Pryce. And he wants to complete his global media empire. But in order for this to work, he must achieve broadcasting rights in China. And this character, this media tycoon, wants to start up World War III by forming a confrontation between the British and the Chinese. And soon Bond gets the help of Michelle Yeoh's character in the film. And they're on a quest to stop our villain here. And early on, Bond gets entangled with, Teri Hatcher's character, who is the wife of our villain here in the movie. And you find out that Teri Hatcher and Bond had a past. And that's kind of the plot here with this movie. And now what's really interesting about this plot and the villain here is the fact that this villain is, again, this media baron. He's a media tycoon type that he loves to manipulate the media, manipulate certain wording, manipulate headlines. And I'm like, yeah, this plot is too familiar. I mean, I just want to make sure it's not getting too dark in here. Actually, let me open the blinds real quick. There's no sunshine today, but we're going to try and make it work. Hope that's a little bit better. So yeah, like I said, that helped a little bit. Again, not to make it too dark in here, but, like I said, this plot, our villain here and his motivation, it's all too familiar because nowadays you can buy that. It's plausible now with all this stuff going on. You look at the way the media can be manipulated. That you see in the beginning how he likes to change, certain headlines and what have you. That it's all about, I think he has a piece of dialogue in this movie. And I'm going to see if I can pull up even some of the lines that our villain has in the movie. Like, you can believe it. Like, it's kind of eye-opening. That's the word I was looking for. Some of the stuff that between the villain and the plot is quite eye-opening in the movie. It's kind of a precursor to what, a lot of what you would see now. Let me see here. Just to give some examples. I'm not going to, go on too much with the quotes here. But just again, give an example. Let me see. Maybe I should have had this ready, but it's okay. Yeah, he says, there's no news like bad news. even before that, he's like, because our main villain here is in charge of this media group called the Carver Media Group, and his character, he's like, I want full newspaper coverage, I want magazine stories, I want books, I want films, I want TV, I want radio, I want us on the air 24 hours a day. This is our moment, and 1 billion people around this planet will watch it, hear it, and read about it from the Carver Media Group. So again, you look at some of the plot points, not really plot points, but plot elements in the movie, and the villain here, just a lot of this seems too familiar because now you see it happening in front of our eyes. Definitely the more feasible plot of these Bond movies, because again, a lot of this you could see happening. You could see it's believable, especially now. You see how the media, loves to, manipulate. It loves to control our fears, control everything, and the way that certain things are worded, the way that certain headlines are, written out to grab our attention, and that it's for ratings, it's for clicks, what have you. So again, the plot is really interesting. The villain here is really interesting, but going over the cast, like I always do, you have Pierce Brosnan. He's back as Bond, and like I said, he does a great job here. You have Jonathan Pryce as our villain, more of a smarmy type, but he does good here. He's a really good villain. You have Michelle Yeoh in the film, and she's very good support. And just some of the scenes with her, kicking ass. She definitely held her own in the movie. I love Michelle Yeoh. You also have Teri Hatcher early on, and again, she's the wife of our villain here, but you discover that Teri Hatcher and Bond had a past, that they had a relationship. I wish that they didn't kill that character. Spoiler alert for people who haven't seen the film. But that character is killed off. I wish that Teri Hatcher would have lived on. I like that character. I like Teri Hatcher. You also have Joe Baker. His character comes back here as the contact from GoldenEye, Wade. And like I said, it's interesting because he played one of the villains in The Living Daylights, and here he's a good guy helping Bond. You have Vincent Schiavelli, and this guy you see before, he was the crazy guy in the subway in Ghost, and he's been in some other stuff. Unfortunately, he's passed away, but here he sort of plays a character that is hired to kill Bond, and he's sort of a surgical type of character, kind of a doctor of killing. But I like that little scene. And of course you got Judi Dench as M, which I didn't even mention in my review of GoldenEye, but here you have Judi Dench, and really enjoyed her as M, and I would say definitely my favorite. She's definitely my favorite to portray that character. I mean, Bernard Lee, before, and which I think the last one he did was For Your Eyes Only, and then he passed away. But Judi Dench, again, she, it seems like she brought that character to life, and she would go on to play him for, a few more Bond movies. But yeah, Judi Dench is a great addition to these movies at this time. And like I said, I don't know why I didn't mention her in my review of GoldenEye, but she's great. Again, you would have the character of Q come back here. So I mean, again, the cast is really good. Pierce Brosnan's great. Jonathan Pryce, really good villain here. I mean, he does have, sort of a right-hand muscle in the film. Like with these types of villains, like Jonathan Pryce is not the most physical villain, but he has, his right-hand man in the film that does the dirty work, so to speak. I think the character's name was Stamper. And Michelle Yeoh, the stuff with her And again, she held her own in the movie. She kicks ass, and I liked the relationship between her and Bond. Teri Hatcher's good. John Baker, cool to see him. Judi Dench. So the cast is really good. The action is fun. It's a lot of fun here. The stuff in the beginning's fun. And even throughout the movie, you get stuff with Michelle Yeoh where, her and Bond are on the motorcycle and they're being pursued. And something I've never seen, the stuff with the helicopter, because the helicopter sort of like just doing this stunt here, like, going through the crowd and riding like, with its nose down. And I just like the way that's filmed. And then where Bond takes the cable and takes out the helicopter, that was fun stuff. And you get some fun fist fights and stuff, and Michelle Yeoh, displaying her martial arts, and then at the end, in the third act, you get some fun stuff, with Bond and Michelle Yeoh's character trying to stop Jonathan Pryce, and the way he gets it is fun. I don't know what kind of machine you would call that, but I thought it was a good comeuppance for a villain here. And again, there's some good action throughout. And again, Roger Spottiswoode did a really good job, in the action department. And yeah, so good action. And, this film is definitely the definition of, popcorn entertainment. You really feel this is an entertaining movie. And, I'm trying to think, I don't know how much of the box office it did, but I mean, the film is under 2 hours, but it moves along nicely. The film, you don't ever feel the runtime. Again, it moves along nicely. And again, I like the plot. I thought it was really interesting, with the kind of the focus on, the media and how controlling and how manipulative, if I can get the word out right, how manipulating it could be, the media. And again, a lot of that is very eye-opening now, especially when we look at it. This is 1997. 1997, and here we got a plot that deals with the media and how people can manipulate the media and control the media and manipulate wording and headline. And it's all about, grabbing the eyeballs and, ratings, what have you. So this plot could definitely work now, 24 years later. You could see this plot. I wonder, I would like to see, that'd be interesting for a Bond movie now. Like if you if you go back to this sort of thing for another Bond movie down the road, it'd be interesting. I don't think they would do it. But again, it's interesting to look at it now. Again, I wonder, it'd be interesting if down the road, if if they do another Bond movie that deals with this sort of thing, it's believable. So maybe they wouldn't, because it'd be too realistic. But yeah, I really like the plot, and I like the theme by Sheryl Crow. Really enjoyed that. So at the end of the day, Tomorrow Never Dies, definitely, like I said, underrated movie, and it's a great, entertaining Bond movie, and definitely will be in my top 5. I could definitely see this being my top 5. So that's my review of Tomorrow Never Dies. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for The World Is Not Enough, my review of that. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.